Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D. Welcome to tonight's show. Cuzzo, you want to say hi?
Hey y'all.
Hey, so we got a dope topic. We're doing trending topics today. We have two topics in mind, and whatever else pops into our head. Y'all got us for a strong 45, and we are out of your hairs. Be right back. Gonna start the show. I sing a little dance. I feel like the intro start real quick. Why are you holding your boobs? Oh no, it's the I'm in trouble face for me.
Yo, I'm like, wait a minute, why my boobs look so big?
Oh my god, they do look huge. It's probably the stripes. I think it's the stripes.
It is too.
I want to say it's the stripes. It's not. I mean, your boobs are not standard issue, but I think it's
You
possibly
topic.
it's the no, because it's the stripes. It got to be the stripes.
It
Trending
got
topics. Cuzzo's boobs. Do they
don't
look huge or not? Drop it in the comments. We need to know. We need to know whether or not her boobs look booberific or not.
don't do it, y'all.
Do it. Do it.
What's going on, Sunny?
I'm good. I'm good. I showed up for work today. I did what I was supposed to do as a parent,
I know
and
that's
now
right.
I'm here doing the podcast. So I'm super excited. Which topic you want to talk about first? You want to talk about sexualizing women, or you want to talk about the protect our boys?
Kick it off. Um,
I think so. Let's start off with the sexualizing women. So me and Cousin was having a conversation because for all the viewers that follow Unreservedly or the GFT Radio Network know that I have a show called Sex with Sunny. So I'm going to personalize this for this part, but we're going to actually broaden it in a minute. But because I do the show Sex with Sunny, a lot of people have preconceived notions or try to sexualize me and think that that's all that's for. So either they're wanting to come on the show because they're trying to slide in the DM or trying to get an opening some way, or they are what I was saying, what or they're insinuating that, or they think that just because they're on the show that something's going to happen. I don't know. Or they're people have a negative connotation with pertains to me because I have a show called Sex with Sunny, and it's basically us talking about sex and relationships. And yeah, it could get a little spicy sometimes, but it also can be an actual real grown ass conversation about shit that we deal with. And I have a strong belief that if you are having sex, you should be very open to having conversations. Yeah, so open to having conversations about sex, because why are you having sex and you can't even talk about it? And for me to be 40, yeah, I'm unapologetically myself, and I will have those conversations because I feel like some of the conversations need to be had. A lot of people are having bad sex or not having sex or just not being satisfied in life or relationships, and then they just are upset, and it's like you could be doing something about it. You could be talking to your partner about what
right.
you can do to better it. You can actually talk to people that you know, not people that you know, but like friends that you trust, and have a conversation with them to kind of open up the dialect, or just talk to your partner and say, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I would like to do, or whatever the case may be. Just having those open dialects people are not having. So that's why I like my podcast, because we talk about everything. We talked about toys. We talked about sex after being sexually assaulted or sexually abused. We talked about spicing up your relationships. We have game nights, which is fun because we answer questions and get to kind of know, you know, you get to share some fun facts about yourself if you so choose. But at the end of the day, my show always my stand on. You share what you want to share. You don't have to share everything. I share stuff, but I don't share everything with everyone. So if you think you know me just based off the show, you have no idea who I am. But people tend to think that way about me, or look at me like this person that's just this I can't even describe it. Like it's just always something.
Like
So
over sexual, but that's not even the case. I respect your Sex with Sunny platform and the other platforms that you have, because it builds a foundation for people, like you said, ones that were sexually assaulted like myself. I have a platform and the comfortability in myself now that I can talk about my likes and dislikes, because it was a point in time where I would be with my partner and I would start crying, and he wouldn't know why. And it's like
Mhm.
I had to shut down and not tell him why, because I was ashamed, or I didn't want you to touch me this way because it reminded me of my trauma. Or but now it's like that platform to be able to even come in on your show as a guest in a couple times, it was like I felt comfortable.
But then yes.
I can talk about this without being judged, without looking like, okay, well, this is what you like. Why do you like stuff like that? That's weird. Like, I don't have to feel that way, because a lot of people are scared of judgment.
Yeah.
So
And I
put that
think and like I said early on when I started Sex with Sunny, for those who follow my blog, you knew why I started it. For those who didn't know my blog or didn't follow my blog, you didn't know why I started it. But I did talk about it on the show, and I'll repeat it today. Even though this isn't Sex with Sunny. Um, I was sexually assaulted at a young age, and like to Cuzzle's point, it puts you in a space of you don't feel comfortable with yourself, right? So you look at sex in a negative way because that happened to you, right? So you kind of go through these things in your life where you don't. For me, I denied myself a lot of things, right? As far as sex was, as far as it was related to sex, and once I was comfortable within myself,
mm-hmm.
like you said, knew what I liked, knew what I wanted, and was able to have conversations without triggering, re-traumatizing myself, and understanding that I'm allowed to be who I am unapologetically. And
Right,
you said not be judged for it, and just be able to have my safe space. Because to me, sexuality is my safe space. It's one of my safe space that I could openly be myself. It was like it's almost freeing to me. It's almost like I've grabbed the reins back on myself, and I'm being myself. And yes, I do share personal experiences on that podcast. It's like I do with all my podcasts within my life. It doesn't always have to be about sex. It could be about relationships and stuff like that. But I I use this platform, my podcast platform and my blog to express myself freely. And I also know that they're also gonna. I'm okay with understanding that it's going to be negative outlook, and people may sexualize me and look at me as only a person that is related to sex and nothing more. I don't
right,
have a thought in my mind. They do that in everyday life. You see me and you can think one thing, oh, that's a pretty girl and blah blah blah, this and the third, or that's a girl, whatever, and don't realize that one, I'm smart,
right,
almost a nerd a little bit, but like um I it's so much more to me than that, right?
right,
And I'm not gonna be less of who I am to make sure that you're okay. I can be me, and you're gonna either respect me or you're not. And I understand that you could take that or however you want. And you
right,
can not respect me, you can feel away, you can come at me left field. But at the end of the day, if you know me, you know I'm gonna walk you back over to your place.
right,
Um so so with that, that's just how I am. But like I feel like with women, we get sexualized a lot. Like if I want to go out with my friends and look a little sexy, the first thing is saying, "Oh, you offering or you trying to this and third?" No, I just want to look cute for myself. If I want to show a little, I can, but it doesn't mean I want to have sex with anybody tonight. It doesn't mean that I want thing. I understand that even though I'm dressed this way, people may give me negative vibes, but it doesn't make me just that one thing.
right.
Or I'm not seen. I shouldn't be seen as this or only that. Like it's so much with women. Like we just deal with a lot already, and it's like we have to like essentially the thought process is we have to dull down ourselves so for because people don't know how to control their feelings and emotions.
Make people secure, like, and make them secure, because it's like, even, hi Chris.
Hey Chris. Oh.
But even with the platform and speaking about it, because it was a couple times that I went on there and I said about anal. I'm not a
Mm,
fan of it, and some people will be like, oh, well, she'll do it for me. Let me go talk to her. Like, oh, well, I can get her to do that, because, they say us as people, we have a lot of virgins, a lot
mm,
of experiences we did not experience. So when we get to talking about it, okay, well, I didn't experience this. I never said I wanted to. I never said you were the one I wanted to try it with. But being that you're talking about it, it's like, okay, well, let me go and talk to her. Let me go see if I can get that up
Or
out of
let
her.
me offer some, or let me, or the vice versa. Let me offer her something that she said she liked, and it's like, I'm not doing that with everybody. I'm a person of you can't do everything with everybody. You got to do shit responsibly because people are crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
Hey, Chris, why you over there quiet?
No, I'm just because I want to I want to get in where I fit in.
Yeah.
So
So how do you feel? Well, how do you feel about women being sexualized with
okay,
everyday life or any aspect?
you know where we come from, right?
Yeah.
So it like that was embedded in me. You know what I mean? Like you covered up, you didn't show too much. But why are we covering up? Why do we have to cover up? Because men can't control themselves. We don't have to cover up because, first off, our breasts are beautiful. Our butts are beautiful, whether it's flat, big, you went to DR, I don't care.
right,
Our bodies are beautiful, and our bodies are so beautiful that men have programmed women to cover up
right, right,
because they can't control themselves. How about we change the narrative and we start asking men, just control yourself?
right.
Like, get some self control.
Yeah. Yeah. I could I could feel that.
Yeah, because I just hate not being able to be myself. Like I don't know how to be nobody else but Tanya. So it's you want me to alter that, you're trying to alter my personality. You're trying to alter who I am. And like the point that Sunny made, we had a conversation and I said, y'all don't want us to wear, or certain men, when you're in a relationship, they don't want you to wear certain things. Oh, you can't wear that when you're with your girlfriends. You can't wear that when you're on girls' trips. But you're going to heart the same outfit that the next female got on, and you're going to break your neck to look at it.
And you're gonna post her, and you're gonna follow her, and you're gonna do all these things for her. You're gonna buy her all kinds of gifts, and you're gonna take her to fine restaurants. But you want me to look like Aunt Jemima?
Right.
That's not fair.
And that's why I always say it's like I feel like at the end of the day, we understand that because I said it a couple podcasts ago about I feel like I'm a female. I feel a way if I go out to like a family setting and it's a girl with her kids and her ass is out. Like
It's a time and a place for
No,
it's just a bit
no,
much for
and you're
me.
absolutely right. You're
And it's not
absolutely
necessarily
right.
telling her that she can't wear that. You can wear whatever you want, but I don't think the ideal situation is to be around your kids. Because
No,
I know certain
no,
certain outfits that
but
I could wear, I would never like. I'm like that with beach wear. I got beach wear. I got all different kinds of baby suits, right? Certain
right.
baby suits I'm not gonna wear with my son.
But can I play devil's advocate? Um, the only reason why you feel that way is because society has told you that your body should be covered up. Now, I agree because I don't want my granddaughters walking out there with their their butts out. Like it's a time and a place. Like if you're if you're at the club and and everybody's there dressed like you, then okay. If you're coming to my mom's 90th birthday party, please don't have your butt out
right,
because there are some people that are going to be there that are may look at you in a sexualized way, and then the next thing you know, my mom's going to jail at 90 years old. I mean, they probably wouldn't put me in jail, but like you have to be we have to teach our young girls safety. It's not about um you look like a hoe. It's nasty men out there.
mm-hmm.
It's nasty men out there
That's
that
because
are sexualizing our young girls, and so now we have to protect them. But
right,
that's the only reason why I agree with you can't wear everything everywhere.
right. It's a time and a place.
It's a
Yeah,
time and a place.
yeah, and that kind of goes to the other topic we were talking about. I know Jane put it in the group chat about protecting our boys like we protect our girls. And it's funny because I told her it took me back to when we had a conversation on the main show, GFT Radio, the Monday show. I'm gonna post that while I'm here. But that took me back to that show where it was like we had talked about protecting our boys like we protect our girls because Smooth said it. It was like, but we talked about it because I just had a conversation today about how we don't look at women as predators, how we don't, even with, and she made to the point where it's men that will violate our boys, it's cousins, uncles, your girlfriend. So it's so many, your boyfriend could be molesting your son. Like, it's so many things. And I say, not even just because she was like, don't leave your kids with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. I'm saying, for me, I wouldn't leave them with everybody, because like I said, for me, when I had my kids, my mom was their babysitter only. Like, I
Right.
really didn't send them anywhere else, because I I understood that, like, I had guy friends that I knew growing up that were molested. It was either by an uncle, or a cousin, and one of my friends was molested by a female. And it's like, he was young, and in that era, like I was just telling Cousin before you got on, Chris, it's the era of, it doesn't look, it's not necessarily what it is, because
Exactly.
it's a 14-year-old boy losing the virginity to somebody 20 plus, or like 20, or at 20 plus or whatever, 18, 19. It's a 14-year-old kid losing their virginity, a boy losing their virginity to somebody that's way older than them. And now their outlook on sex is different, but they don't even look at it like it was a rape, is or an
No, they're
assault,
proud about it
because
but if it
it's
was vice
acceptable.
versa,
If
Yeah,
it was
and that's to my whole point. I'm like, because but then for our boys, it's like it's a rite of passage. You're supposed to be a man. You're most likely the dad is so glad that you're into females. He don't care what age you have. Like, going to this with a female, it's okay, and it's not necessarily the kid's fault, because yes, they don't think it's wrong because they're enjoying it. Because what boy ain't gonna be like, oh, I had sex with this older woman? It's like a stamp of approval, right? But at the
right,
same time, not realizing that you're a victim,
right,
a whole
because that
victim.
you
Like, you
you
need
were violated by
therapy.
somebody adult, like a grown ass person, be it 20 or not, saw something in you that made you look sexy to them at 14.
as a
It's
little.
crazy. Or 13 is crazy.
Mm-mm.
20, 16 years old, 23-year-olds having sex with them, it's crazy. Like, I have a son, I would not want him having sex. I mean,
If I
I
found
would be
out,
more inclined to be
like,
okay with him having sex
like
with
I
somebody his
doubt,
age.
if I find out that my son is 18, he's experienced for a couple of years now. If I found out that a woman over the age of 19 had sex with my 16-year-old son, like, I'm gonna give an age gap, like, okay, 18, and she had sex with if you were over 18 and you had sex with my 16-year-old son, I'm gonna have a problem with you.
Right.
I'm gonna have a whole problem with you. But the sad part about it is, I'm not gonna have a problem with you as much as I would have a problem with my daughter. Like, my daughter, I'm gonna cut your dick off. But my son, I'm like, how could you, like, my son he's 16 and you're
Like,
19.
his draw's still dirty. What you talking about? Like,
Right.
Exactly. Like, he can't take you nowhere. You
That-
fucking for free.
right.
now you gotta take him to your house only, or to a hotel. Like,
Or, like, you're paying for everything. You can't go get no dick out there.
that's
Like,
what.
you gotta mess with my 16-year-old son.
Ain't even fully developed at 14 to 16.
He don't even know what he's doing.
I
Like, 'cause
sent
you
I
gotta.
sent a video about when R. Kelly's brother was being interviewed, and how his 16-year-old sister was molesting him and having sex with him and teaching him how to eat private parts at 6 years old. And you wonder why
That'd be the reason I'm in jail.
And this is why you need to protect our boys, because we
That's
so.
why.
This
That's
is
why
this
I
is
would
why I
be in
say that
jail.
they don't look
I would
at
be in
they
jail.
don't look
God
at
knows
people
exactly
as
what he's doing.
women as predators. Like, even with, if you look at the history of Mary Kay Letourneau, that boy and her are married. She had kids with that boy. He was in grade school with her, and she was taking him home and teaching him art and stuff. And next thing you know,
She
you
was
have
grooming him.
Mary Kay Letourneau, her yeah, and then the other teacher, I can't think of her name, but she was so pretty that people was like, oh, it's like it was like a 16-year-old kid, and she was a grown adult having sex with a high school kid. Like, this is, like, for me, it's problematic, and I feel like with our boys, they fall by the wayside, because it's a quote unquote rite of passage. So telling somebody grown right now, you're talking to a boy and he could tell you he had sex at 13 and the person he had sex with was 24, 23. That's rape. And he like,
That's whole rape.
no,
If
I
it
really
was
liked
vice
her,
versa,
and
you'd
it's
be
been a
in
third,
jail.
but they don't even identify it as that. And it's like, how do you tell somebody they're a victim? But their traumas of how they outlook on sex is with women, all that is carried into adulthood subconsciously. It didn't even consciously, because some part about you knows it's wrong, but at the same time it's acceptable. Because like I say, how many dads that took the kid to a strip club at a young age because they wanted to make sure they became a man,
Right?
or
No.
it's acceptable to know that their child is sleeping with a grown woman because you're just happy that he's not gay. And it's like, are we setting our boys up to fail? And it's like, I love my son.
Sonny.
I will go for hard for him just like I would go hard for my daughter. There's no difference for me when it
Right.
comes to protecting him or her more than the other, because he can't go spend that at nobody's house. He can't go do all that. His dad, he can go over there, but you're not really going nowhere because I don't know people. And even when you know people, it be people you love. Half the time somebody is molested or raped or assaulted is somebody they know, and it's a family member. It's somebody that you think you're supposed to trust, and that you really can't trust them.
That's
you could be
why
with them so many years, and then they do some shit like that to one of your kids, and then you feeling fucked up because you like, it's weird.
No, and that's why we have to protect our boys like we protect our girls.
Exactly.
And like,
but it's frowned upon because the system doesn't take it serious.
Yeah.
Women don't
no,
get it.
Oh, no, that's what I was going to say. I'm so sorry. That's what I was going to say.
Once it hit the school system, that's when they take it serious.
Right.
Until then, they don't care.
No.
Yeah.
But that's why our boys are so messed up. Think about it. Like, we're trying to wonder why men are so foul and don't care and out here doing whatever, hurting good women, turning good women bad. Because I'm so sorry, but it was our parents' generation that made the women that you have now. Because we're tired, we're fed up, we don't want, like, if you could do it, I could do it too. What's the difference? But it's because that generation, like, you would have a man that had 2 kids down the street, one kid that way, another kid that way. Them his kids. Everybody know them his kids, but his wife.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we were dealing with, and it's because we weren't protecting our sons. We weren't making them, like, for me, if I see that you messed with a lot of women, I'm not dealing with you. You're a whore. I look like the way guys look at women that dealt with a lot of men is the way I look at men that deal with a lot of men, and that's how I raised my sons. Like, y'all can do what y'all want to do. It's y'all's body, but have a little respect. Men don't have that respect because women have taken advantage of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't disclose, but I got, like, data.
Yeah.
It's changing by generation. It's changing by generation. You got Sexy Red, you got Sukian. Sex is selling. I had a little boy that's in the 4th grade. 4th grade. Coming down the steps today, spreading his little $6, talking about, I'm going to get me some hoes. Yes. So my thing of it is, they're following the trend. If sex is selling and this is what's going on,
No, definitely.
That's taught at home.
Sex
I'm
been
sorry.
selling.
At 6
it's
years
not.
old.
Sex been selling.
It don't have to be taught at home because
At 6 years old, that is definitely taught at home.
no, he's in the 4th grade, going into the 5th grade.
He's 6. You say he was 6.
No, I said he's in the 4th grade. He's going into the 5th grade because he an ESY. He had $6 spreading it and saying,
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was 6 years old. I'm like, his mama did that.
no, they're following what's going on this TV. That's where, if you notice, the internet and the TV is what these kids live by.
Then that also goes back to home. Where do you allow your kids to watch? My kids can't just watch whatever they want to watch on TV.
But Jane, I don't allow my kids to watch none of that. But I guarantee they know these songs because they have friends. They go to school.
Yeah,
right. But how they
interact?
You mentioned what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, but how they interact For him to be a child and said that to you,
Oh no, he ain't say that to me. He just said it out loud.
but you were right there, correct?
Mhm.
Ain't no way in the world if my kids gonna say some bullshit, they gonna make sure an adult is not around.
See, but that's what I'm saying. That
Not
goes,
saying they don't say it, right?
but
Because
goes
we
into.
all know kids do and say shit when we're not around. But to do it in the presence of an adult, he
I'm
didn't have
not,
no fear of that.
It
but I'm not.
floors me.
Kids fear their parents. These kids don't fear us.
No, my kids fear adults.
Nothing.
Period. My
These
kids
kids
fear adults.
fear nothing. That's why you got so many of them in the gangs. They don't care. They don't care.
I'm going back to home on that. I gotta
You
be back.
can,
I bring back to
like,
home
all
on
right,
that.
for example, my brother. My brother
It's
grew up
definitely
in a
the
two
home.
family
It's
household.
home. It starts at home.
It's definitely. No, no, my so my ex-husband he used to do HFL, right? Had a highly talented young man on the football field. His father told him, "Fuck this football shit. I need you on the corner." It's at the home.
But
It's
not all.
always at the home. How they interact with other adults start at home. How
But
they
not,
interact with other children start at home.
but not all homes is what I'm saying. Because with my brother, he's about to do 23 years, and he grew up in a two-parent household.
It don't matter if it's a two-parent household or a one-parent
Why?
household. It matters on the upbringing.
But
Why?
the thing is, for him was Red. Would you tell him?
No,
The
their
up
mom,
for him was
their mom was strict as hell.
like, come on,
She ain't play them games.
really good.
Their mom
But
Yeah,
strict
he
as hell. Go
grown.
up top in a heartbeat.
he chose his life. He was getting locked up since he was 15. He
Yeah,
chose.
he was old enough to choose, but a child that young, I gotta say, starts at home.
They
My son
initiated
is
13.
Tehran is in third grade, going to fourth.
Okay,
He
so
acts like a child. He's 9 years old, and unfortunately, I was talking to somebody, and he's a suburban 9-year-old, a city 9-year-old. They're different.
no, so
So
my
it's
can I just say this real quick? My
Like, and I
sister.
don't let him play with. If I think your kids are grown, or they're not playing with my son,
No, because I do believe the home has something to do with
it
it.
has a
The
lot to
home,
do with it.
no, not a lot. It has
But some
something.
kids get to adolescence and they rebel. Like you
Right.
said, your
No,
brother been getting in trouble
exactly.
since
Because
15.
my sister grew up in Farragut Projects, right? My one nephew is a pastor. My other nephew cannot leave the projects alone. Same mother, same situation, same. She treated them exactly the same, provided exactly the same, did exactly the same. My one nephew is living in Cherry Hill. He's a whole preacher. My other nephew loves the projects.
Yeah, but it don't. I mean, a preacher could do stuff too. What I'm saying
No,
is
no, my
when
nephew's
they're
a
a
real
certain
preacher.
age,
My
when
nephew's a real
no,
preacher.
like okay, for example, I didn't have a bad upbringing, right? I started doing what I wanted to do after I reached, teenage. Like once they get to adolescence, they rebel. Some kids, that's just like if their mom or their dad is in the streets, right? You might get one kid that's like, I'm never gonna be like that. Then you might get another kid that want to be just like that. You get what I'm saying? But they don't do that until adolescence when they start feeling themselves. A child that young, I'm definitely blaming home.
this era. I can't say that.
No,
I can't say that because my daughter, who's in her sophomore year, coming up on her sophomore year in the University of Maryland, grew up in Trenton, went to Trenton High. The girl never had to fight a day in her life. And I went in and out fighting with my husband, him being in the
Yeah,
game.
because she didn't want that, but she's older.
So
She's an
no,
adolescent.
we was
I'm mentioning the little boy. Like when kids get to teenage years, they get different. There is a disconnect, like
we
super
was
bad, right? It don't matter where they at. It don't matter suburban, city, no nothing. When I meant by what I said that about the things that they're exposed to, I'm talking about the younger little boy because you said he was going to fourth grade. My son going to fourth grade this year, right? The way he acts. His upbringing, he acts like a 9-year-old. It's because of what he is and what he is not
it
exposed to.
is.
What
It
he
so
is and
really
is
is.
not is okay
It's
for him.
what he's
But once
calm
exposed
they
down.
get a
to.
certain age,
What about
then
the kids?
no. But when they're that young, that's home all day, every
What
day.
about the kids that are sheltered and they want to go see what the fuck is going on out there?
Oh no, yes, I know them too.
But they
I
don't do
know
it
them
until
too.
they're old, until they start feeling themselves, until they're not afraid
Yeah,
of the.
because that little boy can be sheltered at that house, so he got an outlet of the kids that he's trying to follow.
He's not
Yes,
sheltered,
that's true
but
too. That's true too.
no, I blame home if they're that young and they acting like that. Now, if
No,
they
I
wanting to
blame.
do it,
Okay,
If they want to
if
do
your
it and
home,
then they wait till they get older, then that's different. But to want to do it that young and doing it that young, that is home.
no, no, and he's seeing something. And see, the thing is that we think a lot of homes are good, but we don't know what happens behind closed doors. We don't know
That's
what's
why I said
going
it
on
don't
behind there.
matter.
But
He's
Sasha,
watching. They're
even
watching
with that,
something.
I feel
Like,
like even
do
with
you
that,
know how
if you
many
let your
people?
kids go, like I know where I live at, it's a lot of kids around where I'm at. There's a lot of young kids, younger than my son. They be roaming these streets. So and cause you can tell your mom, like if your mom's working or your parents are working 9 to 5 or whatever they're working, and you're supposed to be at your friend's house doing what you know you're supposed to be doing and shit like that young. And I'm talking about these kids be like young as hell. I can't even look at the age because my son is 11. He's a big 11. But these kids got to be like, and I've seen some young as 6 and up walking through these streets with friends, older kids. They're supposed to be with and I in the mindset of to Ty's point. Yeah, some kids are followers because you see these kids hanging with these other kids and they're supposed to be at so and so's house with so and so's mom, but so and so's mom is not that structured. So now they're out running the streets. I done seen kids do the craziest stuff, and I'm like, and then when I see them with their mom, walking by or whatever, it's they're not out there like how I saw them out with so and so.
Right.
So to Ty's point, yes, some could be blamed on the home if you're not the good parent. Like not, I don't even want to say a good parent because sometimes you could be a good parent, kids just gonna be followers and they're gonna do whatever their
Exactly.
friends do and
Like
do
it,
dumb shit,
you could
be
try your
disrespectful,
best.
just do Rick and Maru, and now and now we got to spin the block. That's why we get our kids that go to school. They be good at home and then they at school falling behind so and so. Now you gotta go up there and show your ass and beat their ass in front of the classroom. So
Exactly.
it's one of those things because I know with my daughter, she ended up getting in trouble because she tried to save her friend, and then I got called into school because she decided to save her friend, or I don't want to say follow him, but like fall in line with whatever she was doing and try to help her from her nonsense. And then she got slapped up, and now she like, Mom, he hit me, and I'm like, you keep your hands to yourself. But at the end of the day, like we can raise our kids however we want at whatever age. If these kids are going to be followers, like if your kid is a follower, you know that, and you may want to watch who you have in your kids' care. You may not like the way I parent may not be the way Jane parents. So if I send my kids to her house and there's certain things that I don't do, but she allows her kids to do, now my kid is going to say, "Oh, I can do that too." And it's like, no, you come over here. No, you can't. You absolutely can't do that. Type of thing. So I think it's I think it's a mixture of both. It's the way it's raised, the who you allow them to hang around, and what parents you have your kids around that you're letting watch your kid, babysit and stuff like that. Because you could be like you could be having somebody watching your kid and they out here doing some bullshit, and your kid coming back and having a conversation with you that they and saying shit to you that like it's like how my kid didn't even know about this, but you
Right.
thought that it was okay for them to be there,
But
and now it's not.
like to your point, I can't be the mom that say I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys and a girl. I will never be that mom to say what my child won't do when I'm absent.
You be stupid too.
You will not say what your child is not capable of when they get around them friends. Period.
I
Care.
did that with my daughter. I learned when my first daughter, I learned she cursed the little boy out because she always heard me cursing her dad out. I
Yeah.
always cursed him out. So she heard me cursing her dad out. So he was talking to another little girl. She cursed the boy out. The mom called me. The mom was like, "Your daughter cursed my son out." I was like, "No, she didn't. My daughter is an angel." She played me that tape. I said, "I'll never say that again."
No, and it's
Ever
funny because
in life.
even my son being autistic, he what was it like a couple months back? He came home spitting like in the air, and I'm like, what the hell? We don't do that. I don't even play about spitting.
Right.
The one time my daughter spit and she tried to spit on somebody because she followed behind her, her face got toe up. That was the first and last time she ever did it. Now with my son, it's a little trickier because he does it, and I'm like, hey yo, what the, like what like he not spitting at somebody, he just spitting like just walking around, and I'm just like not like spitting like out, but like making the thing so I know something's coming out, and it's like I know you learned that from somewhere because I don't even play about spit. That's how people I don't whip a lot of ass off of spit. So like people because I don't play that. But like, it's not something that he was taught on. It's not something he was raised to do. But it's something I got to nip in the bud because now he's starting to do it. And it's like, I don't know who, like he goes to school and aftercare. Somebody in one of them programs is doing it, and nothing's happening. And he like, oh, I can do it too. And it's like, nah, we gotta. So now you gotta get your lips smacked up until you understand that this is not something you do.
That's like if something happened with one of your kids in the streets, they done did some bullshit. Now somebody got to come to you, or they go on to social media. Where's the mom and the dad? No, don't blame the mom and the dad, because I'm present. I'm very active. So whatever
they're supposed to look for the parents if they're kids. Adults address adults. I will
No,
be
but
pissed the fuck
not
off.
that
Don't address
she
my
not. I don't
child.
think she's saying that. But you know how people now, we're not in the social media age. So if little Tika and them out there fighting, and Tika's out there dog walking somebody or bullying somebody, and somebody's now videotaped it, because that's what people do, and posted to social media, all the comments are gonna say, where the parents at? The parents at work, they don't know that their kid out here fighting.
Exactly.
Like they at work mind their business, so they're not being a bad parent. I'm over here working, and and now I got repercussions to figure out what the fuck was going on, like what happened. I need the whole full story of what happened.
Automatically say we're the parents just so I can tell the parents. Like
no,
tell on their little asses.
But that's like the boy with the money. Like I can't say
you were right there though.
That's his outlet.
Man, when you were a child, would you have done that as an adult? Was in your eyesight? Hell no.
Never. I wouldn't have even cursed.
I can't say that. It's a lot of things I did because of what I was going through at home, and in school was my outlet. I was getting molested at home. School was my outlet.
So you're proving our point.
It was for a reason, but nobody cared what that reason was. So it's a lot of things that go on.
Okay, exactly. So again, at that age, I'm blaming home. At that age, I'm sorry, I'm blaming home. Regardless of what home looks like, I'm blaming home.
Environment. I can't blame home.
I'm blaming home. At that age,
my son,
personally, I'm gonna blame home. At that age. Now, when they get like adolescent, teenagers, then no.
I'm gonna use an example.
Because they tend to rebel on everything you tell them to do. They think they know better, right? But at that young age, I absolutely will blame home.
All right, so I have a question for you. My son is 10 years old, right? He go out here and do something. Somebody put it
on. Go out where? Why is he outside at 10 years old by just roaming doing shit?
I've been outside by himself. If something happened in my garage, and then now it's put on social media, because don't nobody be knowing what's going on in people's households. They just got a storyline to tell. So they get on Facebook. Oh, well, Tanya's son did this, that, and the third. Oh, it's something going on at home. No, the fuck is not. I live in a nice ass neighborhood, townhouse. These kids.
Okay, and the thing is, because 10 years old is not the same 10 years old.
It don't matter. That's why I said what I said. Like I didn't want to see. Like I was like, my son is 9, but he's a suburban 9, not a city 9. He's not exposed to as much, right? They different. I can't explain it. They act different. Sorry, but it don't really matter. When they get older, that's why I said when it's that young, I look at home. But when they're older, it don't matter where the fuck they live at, because teenagers worldwide rebel.
But the thing is okay. The 10
I'm not talking about it don't matter. Because you can live in the slum. I know people
10-year-olds.
You can live in the projects and your kids still come out okay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about the home environment, not necessarily outside the home. I'm talking about inside the home, in the walls. For them to be that young, acting like that. Like
you have to remember that our children are exposed to a whole lot more than we ever were.
Yeah.
Especially me. Like my daughter, my daughter is asking. I'm like, what the about stuff I didn't learn about until I was 18, and she's asked, like, because me and my daughter are best friends. She knows she can ask me anything, any questions you have, and I will not judge you. I cannot judge you. One day she gonna read my book. How dare I judge her?
Your daughter is a teenager, correct?
Yes, she's a teenager.
But we're talking about younger kids.
No. But what I'm saying is,
that's where they start.
My youngest daughter is asking me questions about things I did not find out until I was 18 years old.
Oh, okay.
And that didn't happen at home.
So now we're 5. It's a 5-year difference. So now the 10-year-old now is now the 15-year-old. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's a 5-year difference between us and them.
You can only control so much in that part. Like you really can't. You really
I'm
can't
not changing my stance on it. When they're a certain age, I'm looking at home. That's just me. That's just me.
No, and you should look at home. Like, I know my
I'm looking at
granddaughters
home. If I
are
see your
not. I
kid
know
doing
my
something, I don't care if they be 17, 18. If I see your kid doing something, where your mom? I'm telling, right? That's
I
how I'm brought up. You go to
I
the parent.
I
They're
will
kids.
bet my
You do not
life.
address kids.
I will
I'm a
bet my
parent. I'm
life.
grown. I'm looking for the parent.
I
So
will
are you
bet my
saying
life
so
that
let's
my
just clear this
granddaughters
up.
and my
So
And I'm
let's
my
not
just
saying it's the
grandkids.
parent fault.
so
I'm
No,
looking for a parent.
so that's why I was about to ask you, because when you're saying, because that's the consensus of everybody, and I believe the commenter is when you say you look at home, it's giving vibes of you're saying it's somebody at
At a
home at
certain
fault.
age, no, I'm not saying it's certain. Something's going on. And what are you seeing? What are you allowing them? Whatever. When they're a certain age, that is a young age.
no. When you see children out here doing things that they're not supposed to be doing and acting a certain way, it. I see what she's
What's
saying
wrong? What's
about it's
going
at
on? That's
home
my thought
because
process.
it
But when I see that
because
they're older kids, then I be like, oh, they just rebelling or they think they know better. But with a younger kid, I be wanting to know what's going on. Where you get that
but you
from?
can't
What's
like.
going on?
For me, it's 9 and under. 9 and under, yes, there's definitely something going on at home. 9 and over, it doesn't have to be at home. It could be, especially if that child has a phone. If that child has access to a computer, the internet, anything. After 9, because after 9, you read real well. You can type. You can log on. My grandson shows me how to get onto my phone and do things on my phone. He's like, "Mom, just go here." He's not even 9. He's 8. But my he don't have access to a phone.
My
He
son
goes
got a
on
phone
my
and I
phone.
see everything he do on it. And that's only because I know he like to play Roblox. And I know and Roblox has
That's
inbox.
what I was saying, Ty,
Right.
So
He
I monitor
yes.
about
every
that,
fucking
because our
thing.
kids
He
have
cannot go
friends.
on his he has a smart TV. He cannot go on that phone. He cannot go on that TV and look up nothing that I do not see.
If your child can read, if your child is at the age where they can read,
He can
then
read.
it's over for you. It's
How do
over
he
for you
see
if
it?
you allow, if
How do
you
he
don't.
see it?
Uh,
Exactly. I see everything he sees. If he downloads a new app, I get an email. I see
right,
it.
right. If your child is, if
That's
your
because I
child
know
can
I'd be
read,
more afraid of I don't want a pedophile saying nothing to my child in the inbox on one of these games or something. So I
That
monitor
can
I
happen.
every
almost
That
had
fucking
to
can
call
thing.
the
happen,
police.
but that can happen on YouTube
You got
too. They
pedophiles.
watch YouTube,
But
whether it's
his
kids
YouTube is.
YouTube.
But let me show you how my. If I could
No,
turn
but
around
no,
my
but that's
camera.
what no. So here's to my point. It's not because YouTube has the kids YouTube where you can put up blockers
So
and that's
you
like that,
put up
whatever.
the
But at the
age
end of the day,
category. It show them
those
stuff that's age
commenters or those
appropriate.
people that are putting that content out may not be 100% legit. But to Taya's point, kids are exposed to other kids whose parents allow
Yes,
different things. So
exactly,
Exactly.
if your child has a friend
yes,
and that parent is not on the same wavelength as you, it's stuff they're going to allow. Like, so certain things that they may allow that you may not allow, and that kid might not say nothing to you because they get to do
they
that
want
over
to
there
see
the
it.
same way.
Well, my kids don't go to
If the
nobody.
kids
So
are with
yeah,
the dad,
you're
dads are
right. That
more
is
lenient.
true. But I don't do that going to people's house shit either. So you're right. I don't do the sleepovers. None of that.
Yeah.
Right,
And I'm not saying it can't be done because anything is possible. I'm saying it's damn near hard to get past me at that age.
right.
Yeah.
And
I
it
get
should
that.
be like that. It should be like that.
I get that. I get that. But yeah, I just feel like it's like, yeah, I would agree to an extent that it does come from home, but at the end of the day, a lot of people are raising some kids that are actual followers, and they will follow behind their friends and do shit and fuck up the rotation for the rest of the other kids you may have because now they decided to do that, and now you want all of everybody the same way. Because I grew up in a house of five. That part it can happen in school too because it's a lot of people that follow. It's a lot of bullying. It's a lot of stuff that's going on with these kids that can make them act out. Could not even be home. It could be like as growing like the jobs that I had. I want to say open my mind and my thought process as it relates to kids. Cause my job in high school, I was a tutor. I tutored from kindergarten up until ninth grade while I was in high school. So I got to see and talk to a lot of kids. Out once I left high school, I went to college and I was a part of a mentor program and I dealt with middle schoolers only. And it's a lot of stuff. And like I'm a big person of if a kid is acting out, it's something going on. Not
Exactly. Something
necessarily it,
somewhere.
but for me, it's not necessarily just the home. It could be a lot of different things. Cause like I like just sitting down, having a conversation with a lot of the kids that I did mentor or tutor, and I see them now. A lot of them are doing well in life, and a lot of ones that went through a lot of different stuff. Um, seeing them now kind of hurts because it's like you understand where they were through. You tried to help, and just life was life, and that's just what it was.
And it
And it's
didn't
just
work.
sad because and it didn't, like, I think after once my daughter turned 5, I did coaching for Pop Warner. I did, like, first I was a team mom, then I became an assistant coach and everything. So like I dealt with kids a lot in my life, and like just to sit down and have a conversation with these kids to kind of see what's going on. It's so many different things that they're thinking about dealing with. A lot of the stuff was some stuff was home, some stuff was bullying and dealing with every day going to school with kids that are just mean and then acting out and having behaviors. A lot of them didn't have stable home lives, whether that their parent was on drugs and they were living with grandparents that were too old to take care of them, really couldn't, like, didn't know what to do with them. They just was in the house. So it's so many different things. So I guess it depends. Like you can try to
But
get
now
to the bottom of it, but like when I see kids acting out, I ask them, like, what's going on? I know
Exactly.
somebody did it for me when I was in high school. I was on like
but
I was punching on everybody, and
you got to think about the difference. You have these teachers sleeping and touching on these kids.
yeah.
So nothing ain't got to be happening at home. It's happening at school.
At school.
Yeah.
It can be
But something is happening. That's the thing.
off to an uncle house.
Yeah, that's why I said just talking to them.
You can be dropped off to a family member house. It's happening.
Right.
So it ain't got to be directly in your household.
Right.
You ain't got to know what's going on. I'm trusting my brother to watch my kids while I go to work. Whole time, you're touching me. You're having sex with me. I get to school, now my teacher is sexualizing me. Where's my outlet? Because now, where do I turn to?
You should be able to turn and tell your fucking parents.
You should be able to. But in my era, they wasn't trying to hear that.
I'm your age. In my era, never. I never had that. No, I'm sorry. I was always able to tell my mom. I'm your age.
No, even
I'm your age. That was just.
But even with me, like,
it don't matter
like,
the era. It's
but no, it's even no, it's factual.
You
maybe
never
not for
had
you.
anybody.
But you can't say your era.
That.
No, nobody in my family was ever touched. I don't have no uncles, no none of that. We don't have that in my family. Like, no. So it's
You
not
are
the
blessed.
era.
That's
It's
a
not.
blessing.
But when I got older, I didn't realize that until I got older. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't realize that certain people, everybody didn't have that same upbringing or that same type of family structure until I went to prison.
But
I
that's
did
the
not
thing,
know
like,
it
so that's why
until
That's
I
a
was
why
faced
it
blessing.
with
could
people
be.
that did not have that. I didn't know.
No, but
that's
even
why I let it be known.
before this Me Too movement, a lot of that stuff,
Yeah, like
whether
it's
you called the
sad.
cops, went to a parent, went
No,
to
that's
went to a relative,
You
a
got
lot
some
of stuff
people
was
went to a
happening.
parent and the parent was mad at them.
That's why I let it be known. You touch my daughters, I will kill you. And
Like,
you'll be lucky if all I do
it's
is
sad. You
chop off your
should be
dick.
able to go to your parent. Like,
You
it's
should, but it's not
You
necessarily
should
a
to
be.
know
realistic
that.
thing.
Yeah, so
You
it's
Like
should
it's
be.
you should
it's
be,
But
not
but it's
that's not
not
always the
realistic.
case.
because some people are still going through that today. So I wouldn't say it's the era because we're around the same age, and I
No,
never
but
seen
you know
that.
what? One thing about the whole Me Too movement, I think
It
younger
allowed
brings
people
out
to
girls
other
open up
are
people.
more.
more they're more like they'll tell.
Yeah.
The younger girls they're letting it be known,
They
and that's
should.
what we need. But no, you could never speak on that. You can't tell nobody that. You
And
can't.
even if you
You
did,
get over
like
it.
for
So was
my
I.
instance, I told somebody and they told me two things. It didn't happen, and it was what I was wearing and why it happened. And the cops were called. So
Exactly.
and like when I say the cops were called, literally right after it happened, I ran to my older cousin's house. I was still bleeding. Cops were called. Family member called the custody I was in. And it was saying, "Oh no, she just had a seizure and she's lying." And then
What?
when we got home,
So the cops never
they brought
forced the
him,
rape kid.
and then when I got home, they brought him to me to tell me why am I telling a lie. Mind you, I didn't wash or anything. Like, you straight from the police station, right there. We're gonna have a conversation. I gotta talk to this man that just did this. So, like I said, whether or not you personally went through it, or you know somebody that went through it, that is a very real thing. So like I understand that you didn't go through it, or don't
No,
know,
I didn't. What
or
I was
wasn't in
saying, I
your
didn't say it
family.
does not happen. I said it wasn't just our era. That was the people who
It was a lot of
your
people's
people.
errors, and
I wouldn't
thank
call it
God
the
for the
error
Me
because
Too
that means
movement.
this back then it was just happening because that's your that's your environment that not allowed it to happen because it's like whatever, you know what I'm saying, but they didn't take you they should have done their job on that, you
No,
know what I'm
what
saying.
you have to
Like
understand,
when
what
the
you have
cops
to
was
understand,
called, you should have been taken to an emergency room. A rape kit should have been done. All that, right?
right?
But because we're around
But
the same age, I'm saying it wasn't the error because everybody didn't face that.
no, what I'm saying is, in that era, what
Is
would
the
happen
no,
is
the error means that time frame. We all around the same. Well, not you, Chris. You're a little older than us, but I'm around their age, so it wasn't our era. It was their family.
no, right? Okay, so because what you have to understand, what was happening was they were being touched,
I
and they were being
understand what
touched.
was happening.
No, but
I'm
they
saying
were
it
being
wasn't the
touched
era. It was
because,
their family, and
It
that's
was
fucked up.
no. So let
but
me say
the
this.
times have
So let me say
changed.
this. Hold on, Christine.
Times have
It don't even
changed.
matter if it's the
Hold on,
times, Chris.
Christine.
I'm their age.
Hold on, Chris. Because I'm gonna say this because I don't want, because it's borderline insensitive to say what you just said. But while I
I wasn't being
understand,
insensitive. I'm
no.
saying
But
it was
I
who
understand that
they
intent.
failed you. That's what
No,
I'm saying. They
no, but
failed
I
you.
understand.
I
They
don't think it was the
did.
But
error. It
listen.
wasn't the time frame because we're the
Hold on.
same age.
But hold on. I understand your intent behind what you said, and I
Yeah,
understand
like that's why I corrected it.
to
Like
an
I don't. If
extent.
I ever say
But
something
let me
and
say
it's
this.
taken wrong,
But let
I
me
don't
say
mean it
this.
that way.
It's not just. It's not just the reason why we're saying era is because it's a lot of females, a lot. Like if you talk to probably 20 plus of females that you know, it's a lot of them that went through that, whether it was family or not, went through that, and it was swept under the rug because we see it where R. Kelly was going through all this shit before it was known, but nobody did anything about it. So like it's not just our families, it's a generation of, it's the same generation that our parents grew up on. They had a husband, but their husband, like she said, had somebody right down the block. Everybody knew about that, but nobody said anything. It's shit that you just didn't talk about that was actually fucking happening to people. So it's not necessarily in the era of saying our year, no, but it's an era that we grew up in between the 80s and 90s and 2000s, and probably further than that. That before this Me Too movement, people were experiencing this, and and people were coming out and telling. This is why rape victims, sexual assault people, men and women included, don't say anything, because the first line of attack is to say something negative or discredit us.
Right, or to say she wanted
So
it or
a
she
lot of people
fast or some shit
spoke
like
up,
that.
and nothing happened, whether it was family or not. Because for me, it wasn't my family. It was somebody else's. It was somebody close to my family. But the problem was
On my
he had done it
podcast.
before. He had almost did it to somebody before, and it was swept under the rug, and nobody said anything, and allowed me to be around this person that had potentially was attempting to do something, but he successfully did it with me.
Yeah, and they failed
And
you.
it's and it is
I,
and it is a fucked up situation. But that's why we're saying error, because it's not just our error. It's a couple of errors that this is hushed. Me Too movement brought a lot of shit up. A lot of people
The
started
Me
coming
Too
forward
movement.
and being okay to talk about it, and bring things to the light. A lot of us told people about it and nothing happened. Like I said, in my instance, cops were called.
Yes,
It
Taya.
was fresh
That's
right
what I'm
after it
saying.
happened, and I was told it didn't happen. And like, if you knew me, I was a tomboy. I didn't even wear girls' clothes. The first time I wear it,
I
that's what
was too until
happens.
I was older.
Like the first time I really wear it, and I feel like I'm cute, or maybe sexy, and this is what happens to me. And you telling me that this is why it happened to me, but also it didn't. It's fucking traumatizing.
To get back,
And
while you say
Yeah,
this
we
sexualizing
were
man
talking
women.
just
about that
not so long
earlier.
ago sent me a friend request on Facebook, like shit was cool, like shit was cool. Like, this shit is traumatizing. So I understand that you didn't, the intention wasn't behind that, but that like, because I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
because
lie,
y'all keep saying the
that
era, and I'm
kind
like,
of did
I'm your
something to me.
age, and I don't. That wasn't my experience, so it's not the time
And I
frame. But
understand that,
when
but I
you
can't
said
say
the
that
before the
but I
Me Too movement, I understood what you said. I
yeah,
understood
because
what you meant by it.
yeah, so
Yeah,
that's why I said
no.
like I
If
like
you got touched,
even though I was taken back by I had to get you to see what we were saying, so you because like you can't like I no I had to get you to get there because I'm like no
No,
this is
but
what
I'm
we're
glad
talking
you
about.
explained it because I really was like,
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't our error because I don't, it didn't happen to
no.
me.
Okay,
But when you
when
said
I
before
say
the
the
Me
era,
Too
when I say
movement,
the
I got it.
era,
yeah,
okay,
As soon
when
as
I
she
say the
mentioned the Me Too
era,
movement, I got it.
between and I want to say like 1980. No, I want to say
No, because we're
1994.
80s babies.
No, I want to say 1994. I want to say between slavery and 1994. You didn't tell the about your sexual abuse unless you came from a family that didn't deal with it. Now, if your mother wasn't sexually abused, you could probably tell your mother, and your mother's going to get him locked up. But if you go in between that era, if you go and you tell your mother and she was sexually abused, she going to tell you to get over it. Get over it. So was I.
see, my mom didn't.
Move on.
See, my mom didn't know. My mom didn't find out till I was older, and she was like, "I wish she would have told me he would have been dead," and I knew it. I knew she meant that with her whole entire spirit. That if my mom hadn't known, it would have been she would have been in jail. Is where she would have been.
My sister, look, but I wasn't. I don't think I was. If I was, it was blocked out. But I have family members that were.
Yeah,
And when they
I don't.
told,
Thank God. Like, not, and it's a lot of us. My family ain't play that shit. Like, but we also extremely tight knit. We weren't allowed to just go to anybody's houses. Like, but I understand that some people it happened to them. It was close relatives. I just I didn't realize, like you said, blessed. But that shit even I don't consider that blessed because I figured I had a regular childhood.
it's
Right.
not.
yeah,
It's not regular. Do you know how many?
Like
And
it
all the
is
women,
regular for me. I had a regular childhood, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, and I don't like that's just like when people post stuff on social media and they're like sexualizing kids or saying whatever, and they're like, "Well, we all such and such." No, the fuck, we all did not.
yeah,
I don't want to normalize that. That's not normal.
yeah.
No, it's not, and we
But
shouldn't
you know how many
normalize
guys
it.
I meet? Like you, do you know how many guys I meet that half of everybody, almost every female that did got raped or sexually assaulted by
That's
somebody they knew
sad.
or
It's
That's
something like that.
very
And I'm like,
most
sad.
of the
I be like,
time it's somebody you knew, especially when they're younger.
and this is and that's why I'm saying that's why I say it's the era of like motherfuckers ain't locked up. They just walking around freely
Not dead, no nothing.
and
That's
not
crazy.
dead, nothing, just in the streets because people were protecting them. He
More
did.
than the
He take care of
child.
his kids, and he's a fucking molester.
I told my daughter from the time she was 3 years old, that is your hoo hoo. Anybody touch it, you better let mommy know. Well, the one thing that I regret telling her is I would tell her I would kill him. So that I should never have told her that. I should have never have told her that. But because then she's like, oh, I don't want my mom to go to jail. You know what I mean? Like that's why you don't tell him you're gonna kill him. But
Oh,
my
yes, I
granddaughters are
am.
gonna know
My
that
son,
he gonna go
mommy
to
didn't already.
jail.
They know
You
better.
touch my granddaughters, you're going to jail.
No, my mom told me if I had told her, that man would be in the body bag
As he should have been.
before she was.
But you can't tell them that. You can't tell them that because then they won't tell you. Like
My
I
kids
know
gonna
my
always say,
granddaughters don't
you
want
know
to
what
see
I
me
tell
in
my
jail.
you know what I tell my sons? I said, somebody ever tell you that you cannot tell me something is wrong,
Oh,
right?
please. No,
I
yes.
said, wait. I said, and if they tell you they gonna do something to me, can't nobody beat me but God. And
Thank
fuck
you.
that.
Thank you.
They
No,
coming to tell me.
I'm not even going to tell them that you told me. We're going to sneak up on them. It's going to be a sneak attack.
Yeah, I'm sick to death.
Like I'm
All
not
right, well, y'all
asking.
ready
I'm
to
not
rap?
asking no questions or nothing. I believe whatever they said.
Exactly.
Yeah, y'all ready to
It's,
rap on that one? On that note.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's been a spicy conversation. I opened one in the same token, but I hope you guys take from this something positive
We're
from it
still
and
dying.
take it. Let it sit on your heart. Let it sit on your spirit. And guys, y'all want to give out? Hold on. Oh wait, I got all these banners up. Hold on. Y'all know I can't multitask for nothing to save my life. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So I'm about to let everybody go out. So Jane, I'm gonna let you go first.
Jane Wick. I'm the only one in my moo as usual. I'm Jane Wick on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Jane Wick.
All right, Chris.
Christine Mayo, Unreservedly Us on Instagram, Christine Mayo on Facebook, Christine Mayo Unreserved on TikTok. Go cop the book, Three Blind Eyes. Thank you.
Oh, she said, go cop the book. Hey y'all, it's your girl Sunny. I am
I'm
Sunny.
trying.
You said what happened?
I said I'm trying.
Hey, yo, I'm sick to death. I got a banner somewhere around here. Hold on. I gotta get them banners. I gotta do it. I gotta make Willie do it because I don't know what I'm doing. But it's your girl. I am Sunny _D. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Catch me at the live show in Philly, August 4th, 2:30 to 5:30. Tickets is in the link is in my bio. I post about it every day. So if you don't know about it, you're under a rock somewhere because I talk about it all the time. I'm gonna join a bunch of Philly podcasters. We're gonna do this live show chat, talk about a whole lot of shit. Have some merchandise there for you to buy, a couple of vendors, and some good vibes. So come out there, get the information. Where did I put it? I know I have it somewhere. Wait a minute. I don't know where I put it. Oh. Ooh, there we go. Catch us live. It's at the bottom and scrolling across the pod link. Philly, August 4th, 3 o'clock to actually 2:30. The doors open. That's the information. But go to my Instagram. I am Sunny _D. Get the link, info, get you a ticket. Stop playing with me. All right. Let me get out of here. I'm trying to get out of here. Where am I at? This is why y'all can't get me to multitask at any rate.
Right. But that's
Cuzzo left us, but y'all can find her at Bossy something or other. What is it? I gotta find it. Let me go look. Hold up. It is Jesus. What is her name? Hold on. I gotta go to the profile. At Bossy 2785. Follow her. She's on there, and Latanya Miss Independent on Facebook. Thank you guys for watching us tonight. Ladies, y'all want to say bye? Oh, hold on. Somebody left a comment. I gotta catch it.
She said the same thing I said. Oh, that's an emoji.
Oh, that's emoji.
She said
Yeah.
the same thing I said. Like she had a normal childhood. Well, she had a regular childhood, but she realized later that was not the norm. Like I had just said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I had a normal childhood too. Even being raised by two blind parents, I had a great childhood, but it was not the norm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, but good night.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playbacks, as well as links to all of our social media sites.